There's a little Dunkleosteus here, right underneath me. He's looking for little tidbits. These armoured fish, they flourished for around 50 million years, then all of them became extinct. Wow! Oh, wow! Listen to that. It makes you shudder. The big predator is crunching through that juvenile, crunching through the plates.
The Dunkleosteus was certainly showing its true form. It's not just a predator, it's a cannibal as well.
Flipping heck, look! I can't take my eyes off that. The biggest great white shark ever was just over 20 feet long. That thing, it must be just 3 years old, and that's that size already.
Just imagine diving with a full-grown megalodon, 20 times the weight of this one. Not a giant mosasaur. These are some of the most exciting of sea reptiles. I've always wanted to see these. Elasmosaurus, that was the front camera. And this is the camera facing backwards. Look what they're doing. They're riding our bow wave. They're saving energy just like dolphins do. Maybe these are migrating or something. You stop the boat. We had to be quick, but this was a perfect opportunity to try out the ROV with its remotely operated camera. Greg, they're not scared of it at all, are they? Right to the ROV. They're diving. Can you go deeper? They're coming really close. Look, this one's investigating. Look away. Those small heads on those long necks may be a way to deceive prey. Fish would be frightened by those big bodies, but what the Elasmosaurus can do, they can sneak those heads right in the middle of a shoal and then strike. Our dummy didn't swim as well as an Odobonoceratops, but the young sharks didn't seem to be put off by that. After just 15 minutes, our onboard camera got the shock of its life. Look at what's happened to the decoy. Did it hit it from below?
Straight up from underneath.
You can see the damage that was done here. It seems that Megalodon has one of the same hunting techniques as great white sharks. What they do, they can't afford to be injured by their prey. They sneak up from below, make a devastating attack, and the power of that big fish, well, look what it's done to this decoy. This is obviously weaker than a real animal, real sinew and muscle, so that's why it smashed it in two. But if this was a real animal, it would of course bleed to death. Then the shark would come in when it was really weak and then make the final coup de grace. Megalodon are probably relatives of great whites, and we now knew that the juveniles attack their prey in a very similar way. I don't know how long these animals are going to hang around. You've got to be fast on this one. I had no idea what I'd find.
So this is exciting. It could come from anywhere beneath me, behind me. So I'm actually using the boat as a shield. This big shape here, it's as though there's a really massive super predator around, so they won't come in too close. They haven't got as big a brain as the modern whales. They're not such social animals, so they may treat a person as prey.
there it was, the long streamlined shape. This had to be Basilosaurus. But it was nothing like the sea serpent of early drawings. It was a whale, but unlike any I'd seen before. It didn't have blubber. In this warm water, it didn't need it. It looked for all the world like a whale on diet pills.
And look at this thing. Compare it with the boat, that gives a great idea of scale. And he's over half the length of this 80-foot boat, 50 feet or so. And this really is a fearsome predator. I'm glad I'm next to the boat. I wouldn't fancy being in open water with this one. I wish the sound technician, I wish he'd turn this off. It's really starting to distress the whale. He's coming in close. He's actually bitten the speaker off. He's shaking it like a terrier, shaking a rat. So we've lost our speaker, but it doesn't matter. We had a really brilliant view of a Basilosaurus. It's spasming so much, I can hardly hold on to it. Wow, where did that come from? I think it's a Symbospondylus, one of that great group of marine reptiles, the ichthyosaurs. He's a primitive member of the group, but they're going to evolve into a whole variety of forms. They'll be around for about another 100 million years. But he's coming a bit too close. And that slow movement, that's deceiving. With one lash of that tail, they can have really great bursts of speed. God, my heart's hammering. That lunge at me, that was a warning shot. That's really up the ante on this dive. I need the electric prod now. And he's coming again. He's coming in again. And I'm going to use it. What a spectacular reptile. Oh, goodness. So glad the film camera's here. Nobody would believe me back at home. That's a cracking view of those teeth. They are so distinctive. That rosette of really sharp teeth at the front of the jaws there. They are like knife blades. They are piling into that fish carcass, slicing through the flesh of that lead piece, and that short neck that helps them too to be more powerful. That's why they can twist off those chunks of flesh. But what I'm going to do, they're not paying any attention to me. That food is really keeping them occupied. It's a Dactyosteius. It must have smelt the bait. This is what we came for. And it's coming straight towards us. See that really thick protective armour on the head there? Over 2 inches thick. Only the first third of the body's covered with that. Look at that. These fish, they've got these massive jaws with big sharp shears sticking out, and what they do is they slice them together just like scissors working. The very action of slicing them together keeps them sharp, and with that they can cut through anything. Let's see if I can win my bet. Come on. This is no fisherman's tale. This is a real monster. This is getting a little scary now. Okay. This is getting serious. He really won at the post then. The guys over here, they've been tension. He's coming in again. He's fast this time.
Okay, Nigel, over now.
The roof, what? Can you see him on the ROV, Greg?
The ROV had seen it all. Perhaps mistaking the boat for a turtle, the top predator of the Cretaceous had homed in on the crew. And if there's one thing worse than swimming with a 60-foot carnivorous reptile, it's swimming with its family. Giant mosasaurs often travel in groups to protect their young.
Move away from the boat, there's nothing under you.
They will attack and eat virtually anything that moves. Sharks, turtles, giant squid, even other mosasaurs. With 3 humans and an upturned boat in the water, they were spoiled for choice. So far, they were choosing the boat.
Sure, there's something to the left over there. You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty certain.
Look at that thing. It can't be anything else but an adult megalodon. It's more like a sail than a fin, and what we've got to do now is get the cage into the water.
You can see the blood and the fish oil leaking out of the chum bag. I need to be really prepared for this with the camera. We may only get one chance at it. Who knows how long the megalodon's going to hang around. This is scary. I'm scared. Look, it's coming straight for the cage. Oh, my word. Nothing prepares you for this. I feel like just shooting to the surface and getting out of this cage. But I gotta pull myself together. I must admit, I am really scared of this. making a pass now where he's going to be really close. And let's see whether I can get the short cam on. Missed that time. I've got to get the camera onto the fin. This is hopeless. This is harder than I thought. The fin is just too high. And he's coming straight at the cage.
Can't attach the camera from the cage, so I'm going to try from this platform. The chum ball, don't put it over the side, keep your eye on the shark, see if you can get it in a line along here, please, and I'll be ready. We were in the Pliocene observing a day in the life of a megalodon, and if that wasn't fantastic enough, this happened. It's a silhouette there, look. Whether it's an Odobonosatops or whatever. You see that? And this could be great if we got a kill. He's going down. He is attacking, look. Crikey! Wow! Oh, look. Let's see that again. The footage we got with the shark cam, it's better than I could have ever hoped. It is so unique. Just watch this. The shark, it's down below, there's a shape up there. It's not an Odobonosatops. It's actually a species of whale. The shark's gone down so it can get more momentum when it attacks. It's accelerating now. And the violence of this impact, look at that. The cloud of blood, that's what knocked the camera off. And Megalodon, this is extraordinary. It's a species of shark that actually attacks living whales, and pretty big ones at that.